Hey, you guys. Thank God it's Friday. Normally I don't see y'all on Friday, but I'm going to see you tonight. For some reason it looks a little, it looked a little dark. And my phone is all cattywampus. Listen, when you jump on, don't forget to share. Gosh, all of a sudden I'm hot. And Chris. Okay, I want you to turn that fan on, please. Ugh, all of a sudden I got hot. Hey, Pamela. Hey, Erica. Hey, give everybody a minute to jump on before we get right into everything. Let me know how your Friday's going. Mine is going good. Hey, Sharon from Iowa. Hey, Cynthia. Pensacola? No, not Pensacola. Pennsylvania. Ellen from Georgia. Helen from Georgia. Why did I say Ellen? All right. Before we get started on our craft tonight, I wanted to show you. I'm going to do a little product test for you. And I bought a craft cart. Like, I guess maybe you could use it for everything. But it's got 3 trays on it. It's got some little cups at the top that are removable, little hooks that you can put on the side or the back. But I'm going to try this one out, and I'm going to put the prices on it. I want to say I got 2. Will you turn this fan on, please? Thank you. I think this was the lesser of the 2 because it's smaller, and it's plastic, but it seems really sturdy when I put it together. I got it off Amazon. It was Prime. I want to say it was only maybe like anywhere from 15 to 20 bucks. But I'm going to look up the prices. I just got them in today, and it's been a couple of days since I ordered them, and I've forgotten the prices. But here it is. And y'all, it was super easy to put together. You even had to have a screwdriver and some kind of like little Allen wrench thing. It even sent you a screwdriver to put it together. So you really don't have to have anything to put it together. But it has this tray, and at the top. And all the stuff, I just set my tray on top. I did not have time to go through it and put things on it. You saw I put a few things on it. Hold on. Put a few things on it. But these little cups are removable. You can put them on the front, on the back. In the picture, it actually had these on the back. I can see how they probably would get in your way. But me as a crafter, it would be easier for me to stick things in here. Say like this, if I used it a lot, things like that. But it also had these little dividers for this top tray that are removable, and you can just have a tray, or you can divide it like you would in, like a toolbox or something. And then it had these little hooks. In the picture, it put them on the side. Like if you wanted to put them on the side, you have any kind of cords or something that needed to be put on there. So I'm going to fill it up after. I just got finished putting it together. One of them. And then I'm going to put the other one is actually bigger. It was a little bit nicer than this one. But I'm going to see. I want to try them out to let you know. Is it worth, going a few more dollars, or is it just maybe worth it to just go ahead and get this one? Because, if I had like 2 of these, it would be perfect. And the other one, I think, comes up a little bit higher, and it has even more trays and compartments and stuff. But it rolls. It seems this right here is an option where you don't have to have this handle on the top. You could just have it flat and maybe just pull it by this. Seems super nice, and it was not expensive at all. So I'm going to try those out. Both of them out. I'll take a good picture, write what brand they are. If I knew how to do a link for Amazon, I would, but I'll tell you exactly the name on Amazon, so all you can do is just enter it in your search. Enjoying the fire in my yard tonight, quiet and watching you craft. Oh, Chris, that sounds awesome, but it is hot. My nose is still running from being outside. Bubby and I did a little stuff in the yard, and then I think coming in and putting that together, I'm kind of huffing and puffing. I really wanted to put like my pajama pants on and get really relaxed, but then I didn't want to run late on you. So I know it's your Friday night, and y'all probably movers and shakers and ready to get out on the town. Hey, Carlene from West Virginia. Hey, Cian and Crafty ladies watching from Knoxville, Tennessee, Mississippi. Hey, Joyce. Okay, getting to our craft tonight. I actually, and I can see, look, I can just put things on this tray right here, y'all, and I don't have to bend over. Now, it does have a little bottom thing that I may have to lean over, but maybe I'll put my things, like my jutes just sitting right there. I'm so excited because I can actually roll these trays and put them in my room in the corner, and they'll be out of the way instead of I set it up here every night. And I kind of tidy up, but still, it looks clustered up here. Cluttered when I don't do that. Hey, Carol from Utah. Hey, girl. Hey, love your card. Thank you, Michelle. And I'll tell you, I'm not kidding you. I think I paid like maybe $15 or so for one, and maybe $25 for the other one, or maybe it was $25 and $35. But I don't. Yeah, I mean, I don't think this cart was very expensive at all. And I got it in like a couple of days. I think I ordered it Tuesday. So I want to try them out to make sure, you know, it don't get wobbly after a couple of days. But y'all, I mean, the legs are metal. It's at the bottom rack. Just the trays are like a plastic, but it seems like a really good, nice plastic, and it looks really pretty too. So it's not like, you know, it's just like a, you know, it's meant to, like, if I kept this cart neat, I could probably leave it up here and it would still stay neat. All right, tonight we're gonna make some little bunnies. Little bunny butts in pots. Now, you know, Chris has his little Dremel sander and cutter, and we love it, and he loves it. And so I got those little tiny terracotta pots because I told him I needed 3 halves. And then I was like, I think it would take it forever. And then I thought, my husband doesn't need any more stress today. He's had a busy, busy day. So I wanted him to, you know, I didn't want him to like start and they crack halfway through by accident and it just frustrated him. So I told him not to worry about it, that we're gonna put these together and we can use the back like it because I need something. And I love these little boards. They were in the Valentine's Day stuff, and I don't think we made anything out of them. But even though they're like that pressed cardboard stuff, they made it try to look like wood. So I almost wanted to cut this and make it long, because if I just put them together like this, it would have those little holes in the center. I don't think it would be too noticeable back here, but I don't want to have to, you know, worry about cutting them and all that. So let's just get started. Hey, oh, so glad you're on tonight. Me too. Last night, y'all had no excuse last night. Buffy and I just twiddled in the yard, and it's getting up to 80. I want to say it was like 84 today. I mean, it was sweating, pouring down. I mean, finally I was like, okay, I'm going inside to the air conditioner. Like, already. I mean, it's March. Can't I just have like a time when it's just the wind's blowing, and if I mean, I have this shirt on and it's really cool feeling, but I could have come out of it. And you know, don't nobody want to see my bat wings today. You know, it's Friday. They don't want to see all that falling apart. I'm trying to think of my hair is coming all out my ponytail, but you know, we're keeping it real on Sin's Craft and Men tonight. In the hospital with the hubby, but the plus, different town and big Dollar Tree. On the way home, Jen, I love the fact you're just like me. You gotta find some kind of silver lining in a terrible situation. So I hate it. I know you hate to be in the hospital. I don't think if I was dying or anything, I could sit in the hospital while and be waited on, because I'm kind of tired this week. But I know it's hard being a caregiver, and if you're there with him, I hope he gets better soon. We're all praying for him. But girl, hit that Dollar Tree on the way home. And if you get any breaks at the hospital, you know, just say you're going to run to get something to eat and maybe run to that Dollar Tree. Hey, Patty. Hey, Jan. All right. Okay, so we're going to put this together. And I think, even though, I mean, they're not light, but they're not heavy either, I think you probably can go. I pulled out these like 2 popsicle sticks, but I think if you use that for this, just to be safe, to use 3. But if you wanted to use like a 5-gallon paint stick, just cut in half, you would definitely only need 2. Yeah, like 1 cut in half. It's just a little bit more sturdy. And believe it or not, these big popsicles are pretty sturdy. I'm just, okay. All right, I'll tell you a not so good plus. When you pack so much crap on the bottom of your tray, you kind of have to dig for it. But I'm hoping my other tray, I want this to be my, my stuff I'm gonna touch, just like that. And my other one is gonna be the stuff I need to keep up here, but I may not, you know, touch it every night. So I'm trying to get organized, and there ain't no organization to all this right now. Okay, so we're gonna use 3 on this. If you have just little popsicle sticks, use maybe like 5 or 6. I just don't even have any little ones up here. Okay, so do we want to put them together? I gotta decide. Do we want to put them together like so? I think we can, because we are going to decorate decoupage on here, the homegrown sign, and we're going to put it all the way to the bottom. I really want to get this vegetable on here. Let me go ahead and see if it'll tear off really easy. This is the calendar that everybody wanted this summer. They came out like the fall, or right at the end of summer. I could not get any. By the time I went to our Dollar Tree, there was not a calendar missing except every one of these. It's like somebody came and bought every one of them. But I saw my good friend Ren in the Dollar Tree. No, we were talking one day, and she wanted one of those wire pumpkin forms that they had. I mean, and I had like 5. And I said, you know, I'll give you one. I know how it is when you can't find something. I've been trying to find one of those calendars forever. And she was like, girl, I got you one of them calendars. So that's the only reason why I have one. So if you could not find one, I feel your pain, because I could not either. But I'm telling you this, I'm copying the stuff in it. I know you're not supposed to copy. Maybe I can put the things in front of that hole. Yeah. I'm not copying it to sell it or anything like that. I'm just copying it because the pictures are really pretty, especially with the fresh strawberry ones, I think, that are maybe May or April. It's really pretty. But the main thing I like on every page are the headline, like the sign about what they are. Like if you wanted a barn, that's good. But make you a couple of copies of each one. That way, if you ever just want a barn, you'll have it, especially an outline if you're painting it, things like that. But we can believe they don't have anything about bunnies in it or carrots. I mean, they have something fresh, homegrown for every month, but you think they would have that. Like, I think this is the March one or the April, and it just says locally grown, and it's just a barn. The front of the calendar, I've made several copies of because I like it. Here's the one about the strawberries. I really love that. It's just pretty. It doesn't, I mean, see, it has the little sculpted edges where you could really put it. And let's see, if you have one of these, y'all, it almost fits perfect on something like this. And if you don't have a copier for that, go to your library. Doesn't the library make copies for only like 5, 10 cents, something like that? Hey, Mahala, I hope you're doing better. I could never find one. Listen, I couldn't either. Our Dollar Trees have no calendars. Oh, ours had calendars. And you could tell somebody had went, because when I finally realized, I said, oh, I'll go get those calendars. When I went out there, okay, see, I put it so at least covered up those holes. When I went out there, you could tell they had kind of been dug through, but every one of them were tight, the boxes that they came in, except the one that came with those in it. Nobody had bought one calendar except that. One, can send you one. No, Chris, thank you so much, but I don't need one, but there may be somebody on there that needs one. That would be so awesome. I started following the artist on Facebook that did this. I can't even remember her name now. Thinking that maybe she'd have like an update, like, ooh, because they ran all out. Dollar Tree is going to make some more copies, or I'm going to get a local printer to print some up more. Never said anything like that. Her name is Jennifer Pugh. That's it. And she has a Facebook page. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and paint it up, and then we're just going to kind of trim off some of the edges, and I may just tear the edges and put it on there and have it like a little rustic around the edges. Thank you so much, Rosemary. One of our Dollar Tree was almost bare today, but I did get me the windmill. All right. I bought one of those windmills, and I don't think I've done anything with it. All right. Let's get going. And I did not put fresh water up here, so my water is red. So I hope it doesn't affect my plaster color. Y'all, I'm liking this little cart so far. Hello, Deborah from Kentucky. All right, so 98 people are like me. I don't have anything to do on a Friday night. Me either. I'm just figuring I don't have anywhere to go right now that I wouldn't have to like dress up, and that's too much effort for all the stuff I've done all day. But I'll tell you, it was so pretty today when I got off work at 12. And at least on the way home, I pulled the top down on my car. And it felt good. I still was blowing the air conditioner on me, even though the top was down. But it felt good. I didn't even want to stop anywhere because I didn't want to have to like put the top back up and lock the doors and all that. So I just kind of ran my little errands, paid some bills afterwards, and come on home. And Buffy was planting her strawberries. So we got one thing of strawberries in the ground or in the pot. So probably in about, I know seeds take 60 days, so these plants look like they're probably maybe a month and a half out. We got a brand new Dollar Tree in our town. It opened today. Oh, I'm so jealous. Girl, you better get down there while it's still all pretty and neat and they have everything. I'll tell you what our Dollar Tree was missing for a few weeks. And they still are. I had to get them in Augusta when, Chris thought I saw a celebrity or Brad Pitt, and it was just the dollar store in Augusta. Let's see. Let me pull up these little holes. Was the glass plates that I like to paint. I have not did my Easter table. And I was like, one day I had the excuse, but now I have the plates. I have no reason why I can't decoupage the material on it and get that taken care of. Elijah, Georgia. Where did you work, Sin, if you don't mind me asking? I work at a church. I'm like the church secretary. And I really only work part-time. Chris and I have our own business, too. And I do all the paperwork for it, so that's why I really only work at the church part-time. You had to go to work, to put those babies in cars and send them off to college. And now that I don't have that anymore, I have to go to work so I can pay for my crafts. It was raining here. Had a tornado on the west east side. Oh man, see, that's one thing we don't worry about here. I think we had a tornado come through here and tear a bunch of stuff down maybe like 5 or 6 years ago. Some of my sisters are Waynesboro folk on here. They always remember the dates. And it really hit not too far from our house, but it didn't do any damage that night. But no, let's see. It was right after we moved in here. There's one that hit like a couple of years ago, but that was a few miles away from us. That just kind of came through here and tore it up. But nothing like probably the devastation y'all have in other states. But a few years ago, and maybe about 14 years ago, one got pretty close to us. I told Chris I feel like sometimes we live in like the ideal place. We don't have to worry about like earthquakes. Tornadoes are really random, and they come through and they just barely touch down. So you might have like one house that's destroyed and then it goes 2 or 3 4 or 5 miles, tears up another house, and then, you know, next thing you know, it's gone. We just have like wind damage, like down power lines and stuff. We don't have earthquakes, tornadoes. The hurricanes aren't close enough to us. I mean, we'll get bad rains and stuff, but nothing like poor South Carolina went through flooding a couple of years ago. Saw a bunch of clear glass plates today and thought of you. I finally were able to get the other 7. You know, I did one for my Easter with y'all. And I was like, oh, you know, I wasn't in any hurry to grab them. I was like, you know, I'll grab one. Went over there, none. So when I was in the other one, when we were out beside Costco, I grabbed some the other day. And since it's this cardboard and it's kind of sucking this stuff up a little bit, I may have to do another coat. But I really only have to do it on the outer edges because most of this center is going to be decoupaged. So far, this is what we're looking at. You know, we just put together the hearts. And you can work on that side. You just have to really get that glitter off of the other side. But you can use the other side if you wanted to. It's just easier. There's no tag stickiness to mess with. May 10th, 1973, I was 10 in a very devastating tornado. 3 were killed. It was awful. Gosh, I bet it's awful. I mean, like when you see those movies and people have to get in those cellars, and I'm just like, can you imagine going through that as a child? You know, especially when you can't, you know, comprehend really what's going on, how bad it can get. And your parents, you know, as a parent, you'd have to sit there and act like everything was, you know, it's going to be okay, it's going to be okay, you know. And they just have no idea how bad it is. That's got to be awful. Especially when you lose everything. Then I'm like, move. I mean, you know, those people who chase tornadoes and all that, I'm like, Even though I say to them, I still sit there and watch it, you know, the footage of it. And that's the whole reason why they do it, is to get footage of it for you, that I'm sitting there doing it as I'm calling them crazy for chasing them. Crazy. Crazy, crazy. Thank God I live on the opposite side of town in the country. Yes. See, there's not really anything here that, like, we watched a video last night. Chris, you know, he does TikTok. I don't do TikTok. I already got enough, you know, addictions to crafts and watching videos. Because somebody was like, oh, it's addicting, don't ever do it. So I really have stayed away from it. But, you know, I kind of look over his shoulder, you know, if he finds like a real funny one that he's laughing at. And it was a hotel room. I have no idea where it was. I didn't pay attention to the caption. But you could tell it was like a really high, you know, hotel, and you know, and just like a super skyrise, you know. And it was like the scene outside was dark, and you could see all these lights for other buildings and stuff. And there was an earthquake, and there was a tub in front of who was filming it. And water was just sloshing in it, like when you hold a bucket and water was just sloshing, and it was from a hurricane. Can you imagine being like, he had to at least been 100 floors up, if not more. And that's what it seems like. And the building starts swaying. You know, I'm the queen of, as Chris said, you invented. But still, I'm like, that might be kind of like a time for me to say, we're not staying here again. We live in Tornado Alley. 2011 tornado was where we lived. 30-something was killed. Oh, my God, I keep freezing. Be right back. I'm sorry, Tammy. I haven't froze on mine, but it just could be your connection. Hey, Sin, can you say hey to Scott? He's figuring this video stuff out. Hey, Scott. Is Scott your husband or your son or your grandson? Yeah. There was somebody the other day, gosh, who was it that was saying, my husband's watching, and he says, see, you need to go to the store and get that. I loved it. Put hot glue them places down the middle of the board. great idea because I plugged it up so it shouldn't. And I'm pretty sure my decoupage is going to cover it, but it still would be nice to have something behind it so I don't accidentally poke a hole in it when we're crafting. Because can't y'all see me doing that, talking to you, and just a hole comes through it? That's pretty cool. And glue, it paints really well. It takes paint, so... Especially chalk paint. Now, I don't know about acrylic paint, how well that holds. Okay, and I was watching a person that makes wreaths here in Georgia. And she said that she uses the Gorilla Glue sticks that y'all tell me, y'all ask me all the time, really, how good are they? And they're a little bit more expensive and I don't ever really need that much hold. But she does the wreaths for outside in Georgia. And she said, I always trust my Gorilla Glue sticks. So, they haven't let her down yet. So I'm going to, the next pack, and I only have about 3 left, I'm going to get some Gorilla Glue sticks. So hopefully if we do some stuff for outside, I won't have to use E6000 because she doesn't. She just uses the Gorilla Glue sticks for outside things. And I take it her wreaths hold. People wouldn't keep buying them from her if they didn't. May 11th, 50 years ago, had a tornado that tore the whole town down. Oh my gosh, that's awful. Hubby, all right, tell your hubby I said, hey, that was me, laugh out loud. They are good. Yeah, I mean, they're just not double the price, but they are a little bit more in the store. So and the other ones just work fine for me, but I want to try that because everything I glue and put outside, I'm impatient. I'm a crafter. I want to glue it and go. I don't want to glue it and say, okay, I want to have to leave it right here for 24 hours. Excuse me. While it sits. We're too impatient for that. Hey, Cheryl from North Dakota, E6000 stinks. Yeah, and I buy the stinky kind. I'm not going to pay double the price just to get the kind that has no odor. I'm doing that. So I do use it. I don't, it doesn't bother me. I don't use it enough. I guess if you like something that you had to glue and it was like, your business or whatever, you might want to. And listen, when you get the pictures on the back, it's just the next month's calendar part. So you don't have to worry about you not losing anything when you take them out. All right. So the only thing I don't want is just probably this line down at the bottom. And then if I could, I don't think I can get... Y'all, I'm scared to tear it because these words are so close to the top. Maybe I'm just going to cut really close and we may just have to deal with that little hole up here. Maybe I can put a piece of this behind it and you won't be able to tell. But I'm just going to go down that line. And we can put a piece of jute down on there. You really don't have to. We can just put a little antiquing if you're really worried about borders. Oh, I am going to have to cut it just a little bit at the top. So that's good. I'll be able to use that piece to put behind this piece. I'm just going to eyeball the center where my pieces come together. Yep. All right, so that's going to be good. And let's see if we just put a little bit of this piece behind it, I don't think you're going to be able to see that hole. Just a little bit till we can decoupage on it. That way you don't see that, hole that was in the center. All right, so let's get this little handy-dandy tray here that has our decoupage on it. Watch, but with husband needs bunny, caught you with the dang bunny chocolate. Hey, okay, so he hadn't texted you wanting you to bring y'all. The other night, her husband wanted her to make him some chocolate milk, and he kept saying, hey, will you make some chocolate milk? And she just ignored him because she was watching us on here and hanging out with us, and she kept ignoring him. So finally he texted her and said, do you hear me calling you, or do you hear me? And she texts him back, no. Which is hilarious. Okay. I'm just going to put a little bit where I want to stop. About right there. Right there. Okay. Now remember, when you buy, if you're more into farmhouse and stuff, remember to buy matte finish decoupage. Because if you buy the gloss, it will dry glossy. And this is like a sealant for if you do anything, you can seal your projects with this too. But you definitely don't want to seal something that you've distressed shiny. And I was so, you remember we talked about the Dollar Tree and their Mod Podge and the little bottles that they have? The only time I ever saw one before I looked not too long ago, it was gloss. So I thought, well, that's why they have it at the Dollar Tree, is because it's gloss. But no, that's not true. When they actually kind of made our craft section at the Dollar Tree we have now, they only had matte. You couldn't even get gloss at ours. So I don't know. I always look, and it'll say it right here on the front, right under the name. It'll say gloss or that matte right there. And if you want to use up your Mod Podge that you have that's, just don't throw it away. Just put that on the bottom, the part you don't see. And just keep using. You might have to have two open at the same time. But that way you don't have any waste. You know me, I'm not gonna let you waste anything. Okay. All right, and that went down really well. Something with words like this, and the words seem pretty bold. You probably could whitewash it a little bit if you didn't like the colors that are on it. All right, it's trying to come up right in the center on that little, where it's getting the air under it from being put together. Okay. I'm not going to seal the edges yet of it, just because we're going to antique this just a little bit. Size, and we're going to actually make it look like boards. And you got your guidelines from the little indentions on the side, little nook and cranny that we left on the side. I need to break out that little iron that I got, because this would have been something good to practice on. Because, the past few times that I've did my decoupage, I'm not like the best I can do fabric. It's just paper that doesn't like me. And I'm sure I'm doing something wrong. Mod Podge has dishwater safe. I learned that the other day. Yes. But if it's on those glass plates and you put it and you wash it, it will come off. I mean, at least it comes off and it doesn't stick to your plate. Did you say that you used skewers on your eggs that you put up on the mantle? Hold on, skewers. Oh yes, you're talking about the candlesticks. Yes, they were dowels, but you could use that. It's just skewers seem to be a little flimsy, and the first one we did was a little tall, so I didn't want it to be flimsy. So in the Dollar Tree now, in their craft section, they do have a little packet now, like this, of some dowel, and I think they have short ones. All the same size, but that's like the perfect little size. And they will cut with a good little pair of snips or like some industrial scissors. Okay, so we're going to take it this length. Did you say that okay, can a gloss be covered over with matte, and would I have to sand the gloss off? Darlene, it's a sealant and you're just looking for a coating, so I would try it first. I've never did that. I think once I started doing Mod Podge and crafting, it was always a matte finish. like here lately. So I've never covered it up, but I would imagine it would, if you dried it really good, it'd just be another coating on it and it would dull. Like when you put a shiny picture on something and you put matte on it, it dulls the picture down. So I would imagine it would dull gloss. I would try it just to cover it. I wouldn't sand it off. I did it with an iron. It was awesome. I know, I got to try that. And I like ordered that little iron and everything. Okay, let me get my stick and see if it's gonna be long enough to at least, to at least draw our line. Because I think I took my yardstick up here a while ago. I think we had decided that I had to put paint on the end of this. And oh, look at it, it's just all black again. Okay. Now I'm not going to do the little paint stick. Well, I guess you don't even have to go all the way across. You just need to make it to this, and then I wouldn't have messed up like I did down there. Just a straight edge that'll give it back that it's a piece of wood look. Yeah, I think the iron, what it probably takes out of, you don't have to worry about wrinkling, and the thinner your paper, like a napkin, can wrinkle really easy. But it's so rare that I even do paper, much less a napkin. I'm more of, I like the decoupage cloth. My paper rolls up when I'm doing Mod. Yes, and that's what I'm saying, Teresa. I think that if you try what she's saying, the little bitty irons, and I think you can get them for less than $10 on Amazon. But it's the paper, and it's the wet, the more wet you get your paper, you know how like paper, you know, just kind of shrivels up. Sometimes I like it like this. It doesn't bother me that it's got just a few, I don't know if you can look at it at an angle, a few little lines in it. It doesn't bother me at all. All right, so I'm gonna take my antiquing, y'all, and use a little thin brush. Yeah, I got one up here. To just kind of make it have that, the wood edges. You might be putting it on too heavy. Yeah, and you can put too much. Like if you're using a napkin, you don't need that much. Most of the time when you do a napkin, you don't have to do the bottom and then turn around and do the top because it's stuck, trust me. Okay, listen, I'm just gonna go down my edge like I'm painting it. And the good thing about when you're trying to make it look like a piece of board, you want to be straight on this side, but it doesn't matter if you get a little bit on this side because that's what you want it to look, is rustic. Like on the top up here makes it look like it's a board, you know, it's kind of not rotting, but the paint has chipped back. Hold on, mirror. So just make sure that at least one side, and I mean, if you have to, put something right here like this that'll give you that straight edge. Then take your brown, and like I said, like then press down on it a little bit, and then keep going. It only do that about one time, especially on a piece like this short. So see, like when I press down, it just makes it look like a piece of board, but you want it to have that straight edge on at least one side. And it doesn't matter if you want to do the top or the bottom. Just do it the same on each one. So we'll set that down. And there we go. And see, they're all different. And that's the best part about Farmhouse is you don't have to be, you want it to kind of be messy. You know, you want it to have that chipped antique look about it. All right, we'll set this down. We only have to do 3. And if you do something that it doesn't look random, or, you know, you've gotten heavy-handed with it or something, just take your little white, because you see I've got to fix a line down here, but see how that side, just make sure you do the same side. Now I'm going to do the edges while I have this out here. Let's see. That's why I do not like not using my fingers. It just, you can't control it. But there you go, is our top edge. I kind of got a little heavy right there because I had that little hole right there, but it doesn't matter. It's the things that you think you've messed up on are the things that make it look like it's real. All right, there's the next one. And like, if you don't have like a pretty board, or you don't want to do a lot of painting, whatever, this particular one, that right there is a picture of burlap. So see, I could have covered this in burlap and put this, you could decoupage on top of fabric. You can really decoupage on anything that'll absorb that water. This one we're gonna do the bottom edge. All right, let me see if y'all ask me any questions. I haven't. Thank you, Kay. Okay, Darlene, I'm sorry if you had a bad day. Oh my gosh, y'all, I'm not reading your comments. I'm sorry. Thank you, Kay. I guess I was just having an emotional day, but don't know why. I actually cried when the furnace man was here working on the propane leak, sitting here crafting a cross. I got thinking of Jesus hanging on it and started crying. The poor furnace guy. Oh my God, did you like totally freak him out? That's something I do. Poor furnace man was beside himself. I bet he was like, oh my gosh, I have like totally, he probably thinks it's something he did. Listen, I have lost my mind on somebody before. Normally, most times it's my husband. But, I mean, it happens. Just means you have a heart, girl. We are emotional creatures. We are different. God did not give us all these emotions to be like men. That's why I always said we're not the same. We're different. We got bigger hearts than y'all do. We are emotional creatures. I hate to cry, but don't you always feel so much better after you do, even if you don't even know why you're crying? Sometimes you just I'm so bad about it in movies. You know, I don't know if you just start thinking, gosh, you know, what if that happened to me? Or what makes you get so emotional with movies? But normally they tear me up. I mean, I'll look over at Neely and Buff and I'm like, and I've seen the movie before. And Neely and Buff will just kind of look over at me like, you all right, Mom? And I'm like, yep. You know, just keeping it real for y'all. But, so you have you a good cry. I'm watching you do this while I'm painting the cross, waiting for it to dry so I can stain it a little bit. All right, Gail, that's awesome. Love that. And don't forget, you know, you got to think of like nails on your cross, and, you know, and nails are what rust and give you that, you know, if you want to be all like, you know, real about it, you know, remember that. And remember that the rust will come down. So like you could, you know, make a little like nail hole and then take your finger and make like what I'm making over here, the streaks on the side, do that straight down. Because if you look at something that's had a nail in the wood, the rust, when it rains, it comes straight down. You know, it doesn't go with the grain of the wood, it goes straight down. All right, now I think I got that one antiqued. Yeah, but girl, you go ahead and have you a good cry. We all need one. I cry at anything. Cry when you're happy. Cry when you're sad. And mad, you don't want to see them tears. Like, Chris will look over, and he's told the girls before, they were like, oh my gosh, they have hurt Mama's feelings. And Chris will look over and he'll go, no, babies, y'all just back up a minute. Don't make eye contact with her, because those are mad tears. And I have been there. Please, can I get some hearts or amen if you get mad tears? Because I get mad tears. I cry all the time, laugh out loud, angry, sad, happy. I cry. I still cry all the time for my husband, and he's been gone 4 years. Linda, I am so sorry. I don't even know how to begin to empathize, sympathize with that, because I could not imagine not having Chris. I am so sorry, girl. Make sure you have a good support system. I'll be driving my husband. I mean, my youngin's crazy. One day, Chris wasn't here. I hear them saying, Daddy, they're not going nowhere. Mom will be driving us nuts. Okay, so there we go. And then, y'all always ask me if I seal my stuff, and I'm really, most of the time, too impatient or lazy. But just take your Mod Podge back out. And, y'all, I have that on my finger, but I'm liking that streak. That poor wood right there must have been almost rotten, because I have distressed it to death. Just take your Mod Podge back out and decoupage over there. That way, I don't know. See, I can see it just a little bit. Your decoupage puts a little bit of film on it. The matte, not as much as, like, if you've ever decoupaged with clear, you'll know what I mean. With gloss, you'll know what I'm talking about. It makes like you can see where you went, because it leaves like a shiny film. And this slightly. So just be on the safe side. We'll go ahead and do it. I always cry when I get mad. Makes me angry. Thank you, Sin. I needed to hear this. I sometimes just cry and don't know why. Listen, girl. Sometimes you just need to let all that out. You don't know. You might be bottling up stuff that your subconscious don't know that you're mad about. And it's just saying, listen, I need a moment. You know. And your poor furnace guy, you probably did freak him totally out today. But I doubt he thinks you're, you know, a bad person or anything. He probably was sympathizing, like, you know, he felt helpless, like he couldn't do anything, but he didn't think you were a bad person. And if he did think you were a bad person because you were crying, then that makes him a bad person, not you. I got a little pen mark or something there, right there, y'all. But I mean, I'm just thinking it just kind of makes it look even more like scarred wood. I'll show you what it is. I don't know what I got on it, but see how it's just got that little, almost like a little mark, but I'm loving it. I mean, it just looks like a piece of, you know, distressed wood. Cried everything. The older I get, the tears flow. Yeah, like when Neely graduated from college, like, well, it's been a couple of years now in May. You'd have thought, and Chris too, be sitting over there, you know, you'd have thought that she was getting married, graduating high school, graduating college, everything at one time, because we were just sitting there boo-hooing. And I don't know why. I guess maybe it was happy tears, because we thought, oh, we're done paying for this. Angry criers here too. Actually, an emotional crier, happy, sad, angry. Yeah, I do all of it. My worst one is when I'm mad. And you can't, and that's when you don't want to cry, because you want to say, I'm so darn man. But, you know, the older I get, I have embraced it, because to me, it comes off, I'm even angrier. I'm like, you know, I'm so mad, I can't even, like, do nothing but cry. Therapy and crafting. Yes, Lisa, I cry when I'm mad. I cry some days over my mom, and I feel like I just can't breathe because I miss her so much. Oh, my gosh. And I still have my mom and dad. So, Teresa, I am so sorry. I can't. I'm sorry, but I'm sure one day I will feel it. We all will. Good evening. Glad I caught you tonight. Hey, Peggy. It looks like an old nail hole. Yeah, I mean, it looks perfect. It looks like an old nail hole. Looks like barbed wire. Yes. I mean, I just think I don't know what I did. If I set maybe something, it almost looks like the round edge of something, but it's perfect. So like I said, if imperfections get on it, leave them there, because something did it over here. Like it has a little drop of something, but I love it. It's making it look real. Okay. So what we're going to do tonight, and I know you've seen a lot of people do these, but I thought, well, we'll do one. But we'll put our own little twist on it. Now, this is what I'm getting back to. I gave Chris those little terracotta pots that we used the other day, the ones that were a little bit bigger. And I said, do you think you can take your Dremel and go all the way down? And I'm sure if he put water on it and took his time, he wouldn't have had any problem. But my baby has had a hard time today. And I just was not saying to him, do something that might aggravate or frustrate you more. It's Friday afternoon. He needed to relax. So I had these cups when Buffy and I start seeds for our garden. They're like little paper that is actually biodegradable. You can just put your seed down in it. Most of the time, I don't even trust that. We take it out of here. But you can buy them smaller, but this is about the smallest thing. We're going to paint it to look a little bit like terracotta, but they're just like cardboard, and they're really kind of flexible, so I'm pretty sure I can cut them, no problem. When I get mad enough to cry, somebody gonna hear about it. Yes, sir, Pam. You better look out. I'm telling you, that's what Chris will tell the girls not to make eye contact. When he's like, don't make eye contact with her right now. And I'm like, yeah. And I'll look over sometimes, especially if it's something they're done, and I look over, and that mama, your mama can give you that look and go, you better listen to your daddy. Okay, so yeah, and look, I didn't even use my industrial scissors, y'all. These are just regular scissors, so they're going right in half. See, and I think these come in, we had to buy some at the church for our little seed things for Lent. And I want to say they were like 10 of them for $1.90 maybe, or maybe it was just $1. But you get like, I know you can't get 10 in a pack, but you make and buy a little. We needed to buy like 50, so I think we bought the packs of 10, but you make and get them smaller than this. Now, if you have some terracotta pots, they do sell the plastic little pots at the Dollar Tree. Plastic you can cut in half because it's that thin plastic. I'm sure you might have to get your X-Acto knife out for certain corners. And you only need 2 for 3. But if you wanted to make a smaller version, I'm back to making a big craft again tonight. You really could get away with just doing 2. And that means you only need 1 pot. So we got like this little extra. All right. And let me put that in there. And I want to kind of make these look like terracotta pots, even though, the more I look at this, I'm almost liking the fact that, excuse me, that they're kind of the color of the burlap. So instead of changing it, how about color, it looks like it matches the side really well. I don't think I'm going to paint them to look like terracotta because I'm going to have to mix up my paint. But I will tell you, if you like terracotta and you have maybe some old terracottas that you didn't soak and it has those like white stains on them from your water, Dixie Belle sells a color called terracotta. Like terracotta pot. It's like an orange color. Now, I don't know how well it is. I haven't been brave enough to buy it. But they do sell that. All you ladies are so wonderful. My heart goes out to you all. Thank you so much, Teresa. Chris, so sorry to hear that. I like them just like they are. Yes, they are. Yeah, okay. Yeah, all right. So I am going to cover up the barn, but you can still see the silo. And maybe we'll do, I hate to cover up the premium quality, but the since 1952 is still going to show. See, it would be easier for me to use this line right here as a guide, but I think my stuff will be, so I'm going to go a little bit below it, just because, we're going to put a little greenery in it. And I really wanted to add some color here, but the more I look at it, I kind of like it with just maybe adding some white to it. So I'm going to put this one in the center first. And these are, just that really thin like cardboard. So you probably don't have to use a lot of glue. I'm going to try to do this as thin as I can. But you're going to need a good bond if you're going to put things in them. You could make a terrace. Like if you didn't want to do this, you could make a terrace. I mean, like a trellis like we did the other night and put like 3 or 4 on them. And I guess maybe if you sealed it up with some sealant, you may could put some little starter seeds in, especially if you use terracotta pots. Okay, so look, I'm picking it up with that. We got a good bond out of that. So I'm going to use the paper kind of as my guide and do it just slightly on the edge of the paper. mean, try to find something that'll be your guy, because you really don't want it to be real cattywampus, but you know, it doesn't have to be measured perfect either. Okay. Right. Oh, and I just touched it with my finger. Ow. Okay. Yeah, and that took a real good bond. Except over here, as I say that, I have to open my mouth. I need to close it now. I can feel me bite my lip as I do that, and we all laugh at each other for doing it. All right. Thank you, Rosemary. Love those calendars. Yeah, this is my first time using it. Linda, that is just terrible. I am so sorry for you. Oh my gosh, I missed what Linda said. Or did I read it? And it's the comments are always behind a little bit. Okay, so here we are. And right here, just like anything else, sky's the limit. Lord, you can put some, you know, if you had the strawberry one, you could do this, you know, and put some strawberries in it or whatever. But, you know, it's Easter, so we got to make us a little something for Easter. Okay, so I've got some things out, y'all, and I can't even remember buying this, but I know I got it at the Dollar Tree. It's moss, like we've been using, but it's green. And see, it's like a different color green. I'm liking the brown, and we're going to add color to it, so we're just going to get our regular little moss out. If you want to put some picks in here and not have to worry about gluing them or how they set, just put a little tiny piece of that Oasis, and they sell that at the Dollar Tree too. And you're only going to need a small piece cut up. But we're just going to stick. Let me turn this around, face it, maybe. Sticking this in there because I kind of want it to have some body in there. All right, that's good. And I am going to kind of slide it out and stick some hot glue in it, because once I kind of hot glue in my little picks and stuff, I don't want it moving around. Like, I don't want to lift this up and hang it somewhere and move it somewhere else and something fall out of it. I mean, I'm sure this like little mossy mess is going to kind of fall, but I mean like the little flowers we want to pick in it. And I really cannot wait to use that strawberry. I'm going to have to find something cute to do that strawberry one with. And this has just made a mess up here. Yeah, those are, y'all, I'm telling you, I'm stuffing mine pretty tight in here. Because like I said, I'm going to put something in them. Like glitter, this stuff gets everywhere. Raffia would probably do same thing. It would be a little bit more, kind of a little bit harder to control, but still work just as well. There it is. Now I would get the little clumps up, but this like little dust stuff, don't save that stuff. Unless you're like maybe decoupaging it down, it's the only way you're going to hold those little pieces. And you're not going to have to get your little Oric vac out and get all this mess up like I have to do every night. All right. Okay. So I like it kind of poking up, but when we stick our flowers in it, it's going to kind of go down, even though, didn't I say I was going to pull it out? And maybe I could just pull it out a little bit. Just putting it on there and then stuffing it back in there. And it's not going to hold like every little piece, but it'll hold like the majority of the blob. And as I'm stuffing it in there, it's kind of dragging it down the side. So it'll hold a little bit better than you think it will. Like, you're still going to have this trash. proud of my little trash can down here, y'all. Okay. Now, going back, and I dropped the other ones. Going back to what we're going to use as our bunny's, his body, we're going to use just these little eggs because you really just need something round. And remember, this stuff cuts really easy. I still have all those feet that we took off of the other ones, and I almost kind of feel like they're probably a little too big, so we might have to cut on them a little bit. But they sold these at the Dollar Tree. Now this one has a chicken, a bunny, and 2 eggs on it, but the other one, yeah, and we've cut some of it up. Just had like eggs on them. You know, we've already used most of those, but it was like that. It had like 3 little eggs. So we're gonna take this one off. I'm gonna try to be a little careful because I really like to use the back so I don't have to worry about getting all that glitter off. So we're just gonna use the back. So we need 3 of them. All right. Now the little bunnies I'll probably keep. Now this one we can't use because it's cracked, but y'all, that is a really cute little bunny. I don't like the glitter and all that, but especially a good template for you if you needed to draw one. All right, so one more. Let's keep the little bunnies. All right, so we've got our 3 eggs here. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna put them right here, and we really only need the top part, just a little bit of it. We're not even gonna use the whole thing. Let me put this over here. Look, y'all, look. Don't push on. Well, I said that now, and look how dusty. I shouldn't have opened my mouth. Y'all see? I opened my mouth and said, oh, they're sticking so well. And I lightly put some on there. And I didn't put that one straight. It's not down as far. Oh my goodness. At least it's the little moss is staying in there. All right, one more time. Let me pay attention to where I put it. Okay. Okay. Be careful with them after you do them. But we can just go back after I have it and just put a little extra security. I don't think you'll notice it, because I am going to push on them a little bit. And even if you use terracotta, especially if you use terracotta, we'll just put that on the side a little bit. Okay. First we're going to put, and like I said, I think my little feet are too big, but they may be okay. But no, it covers up most of the pot, so we'll just downsize those, but use the same thing. But this we're definitely gonna use, because here is what we're gonna make the bunny with, and then we're gonna use this little bunny garland that I paid $3.44 at Walmart. They're just connected, but we're just gonna use the pom-pom. And that's really the only reason why I bought it. Yeah, and you can make your own pom-poms, and I'm pretty sure this will probably come out of here fairly easy. Yeah, just got to pull it apart a little bit. Because it looks like they just glued it in here. Yep, see, I didn't even have to cut that. It kind of pulled right out. All right, so let's take the yarn off the front. And we only have to do 3, so I don't mind kind of working with it. And if it wasn't for that, this little pink stuff, I would say we could just cut it let's see, hold on. If the white was in there, maybe we'll just like the little tiny pink you can see, just put that on the back. But just to kind of give you a little overview, we'll put a little piece right here for our tail. I'm not going to do ears or anything, and then we'll do his little feet. And maybe we'll put his feet out to the side so you'll still see the pot, and we don't have to worry about downsizing. But we definitely got to downsize these. But you could keep those little ears if you're bad about drawing things. Straight, I'm going to go ahead and just keep 2 of those out here. Are you making bunny butts? Yes, and I haven't made a bunny butt yet. Have I? I haven't made a bunny butt anywhere. No, I have one in the back of the little truck. Remember our black eggs with pink stripes? This has got a little bit of glue on it. And I really want to use the back side because it'll take me a whole lot longer. Yeah, because even, say you take these off because it's some kind of like little cheapy screen. You still got the glue and the glitter is even more on the bottom of it. So let me get this little bit of blue. And I'm thinking, where is a pen? I think this is all the little bunny butt we're gonna need. Let's see if I can cut it since it's so short. I was thinking same thing. Where is Bless Your Heart? Does Bless Your Heart need? Let me lay her on there and she can just have a little chit chat with those. Now this part at the bottom, I'm not gonna so much worry about how straight I cut it at the bottom. See where I cut it? Because this is a really good edge, and this is the part that I can put down in the pot. So let's just put this on here. And then we can hunt for our tools. See, that's what I need to do, y'all. Look, put my little, this tray, look. Should know where it is every time after that. Now, normally I'm all about, I like little brown bunnies better than little white bunnies, especially with white tails. But since the pot we left brown, I feel like maybe we need to, just do a little brush on the on these just to give it a little bit of so you can see it. So just put a little white on it. Let's see. Put this a little bit on the top. Get our marker back out. Look at that. I knew right where it was. Y'all, the magic of organization. Y'all can tell I don't get excited about too many things, but I'm super excited about my organization, little things, and I know my whole family will be also excited that Mama's junk isn't everywhere. But I know they call it junk when I'm not here or when I'm not listening. Okay. All right, so what we'll do, God bless your heart, make me not knock my little pots loose. Okay, so these now will go in here just up front. And we probably could have even made them smaller than that. Let's see. make a little foot for it to go in. Like a little pocket, and I'll show you what I'm doing. Kind of like if you were thinking his legs. So that way, I can just get a good bond, and you can still see the round part of that. So that worked out well. And these are cutting so well. Gosh, y'all, I am sleeping in tomorrow. I can't tell you the last time I slept late. And I'll feel so guilty, especially if it's bright and beautiful outside. But I just kind of want to sleep late. I'm usually a night owl, and then we, you know, up really late. But here lately, Chris and I have been doing so much during the day, we're going to sleep early, and I don't know how to handle that. I mean, the other night he was asleep at 10:30. I know some people were like, really, 10:30 is like good. Normally we're like 2, 3 p.m. people, and we have been going to sleep so early, haven't we?
I'll be asleep for you.
Chris said, I'll be asleep when you finish. All right, so let's take our little plaster and bump these a little bit. Not much. I definitely won't put 2 coats on them because the outside edges I would just not distress, but give a little bit of outline to his body that way. I can't get over this red water. And remember, we're putting a little bunny's butt on them. You probably won't see very much of them at all. We're putting a little pom-pom on them. And I'm not going to do that. It probably would be smarter to be able to do it, or easier, but I want to be able to position it well and have a good, strong bond, you know, it stabilized in the pot. And then, oh gosh, I'm missing your comments, y'all. All right, let's see. I understand too, my husband passed away 4 years ago, and especially when something breaks or needs repair, he was always the one to fix it. Now I don't have that. I get very upset when I can't get it fixed and it has to wait. I don't have the funds. Some magic repairs that my house needs, but keeping my head up, it will get done. Yes. Yes, it will. You just got to have faith. It will get done. Okay, hold on. Is that a new cart? Diane, you missed my cart. Yes, I got a new cart. And I'm going to put the prices of them. I didn't put the other one together. I got 2 separate ones because I wanted to see if it was worth paying the few extra dollars to buy the one that was like $10 more. Or, if, you know, just the one that was like $15, you know. I mean, so far, it's... might not hold everything I have up here, but it's... I probably could have gotten 2 of them, and I would have been super happy. So I'm thinking that the price is going to be good, and I'm going to recommend the cheaper one. But the second one now, it was a little bit more, but it's a little bit bigger. Probably has more compartments. I think it had like a couple of drawers that pulled out or something like that. But it may just be... and this one was super easy to put together. They sent you the screwdriver in it that you had to put it together with. All right, let me let those dry while I take these pom-poms apart. Super easy to put together. The other one, the box was twice the size. So I'm thinking I might have a lot of little parts on the other one. Oh, yeah, I hear the shower turning on. I think Chris is taking a shower, and he probably will be asleep before I can get in there. How are we doing on time? Oh, 1 hour and 15 minutes. Come on. Okay. I don't want that to... Who was it getting on to me about doing these big crafts? Yep. Need to tone it down, then I wouldn't take so long. I I got some more little bunny ears, so I'm gonna just keep the other ones. Ugh. I'll have to put my vacuum up here next thing you know. All right, so we got all our little bunny tails. Now we got our, I always think that maybe if I can put it up for just a second, I'm gonna use my screwdriver. If I can have it straight up, that way I can get a good bond for these. And I'm gonna, just like on the cups, I'm gonna put my glue all the way on the edge of them because it can catch the moss, catch the side of the cup also. And don't worry about if it starts dripping down because this is gonna go down in the cup. Well, most of it is. As soon as I said that, I had a slight little thing on the side. Okay. Lean it a little bit forward. Or you probably could just, I probably don't even have to put any on these arms. Just put it on the part that I'm kind of scrunching down in there. Scrunching. Scrunching a word? Scrunching. Do you get your craft stuff out and put it away every day to craft with us? Yes. I don't put it away, but I do clean up in here, clean up and put it all on my table. And then I put my I scoop my table really close to the fireplace. And so it just is all sitting up here. So I'm thinking that if I have the little carts, and even if I wanted to wheel it and put it up where my other crafts are, at least, I mean, the table, I'm not moving the table in and out. But at least that could be put away. And then I could take it anywhere. Like, you know, if there's something I want to go do over on the table, which really, since I've done this with y'all, I really don't craft anywhere else. I'll craft on this table. But, you know, just every now and again, if I go over to the table, you know, I have these carts where I could just wheel it over there and do it. I think I'm going to really like these carts. What kind of scissors do you use to cut the eggs? They are, I told you, they were, we went over this one day, I think. They were kind of industrial scissors, like where if you're in Home Depot, Lowe's, I don't know if your local hardware store would have them, but probably. Where you buy like screwdrivers, any handheld. These are over there they're not like tin snips or anything like that, but they're almost like, I call them my industrial scissors because they're like for like when you work, like, and you probably have to cut boxes, cut things that, you know, are not tedious. It meant to probably cut zip ties, things like that. So you actually get these, and the ones that I got, you could buy them just by themselves, but they were in a pack with like a screwdriver, a couple of screwdrivers. It's like one of those like little packs you can buy, like a little supply pack. But you can buy just them by themselves. Bless your heart. Enjoy your craft. Why do you not craft in your craft room, girl? Because I can't get in my craft room. And I really don't have a craft room. My craft room is my oldest daughter who, you know, she's out of the house now. And it's really just turned into like an indoor she shed that you can't get in for all that. Because I love to entertain. So I have like bins of tablecloths. And at the church, I always love to decorate the table. So I have tablecloths out the yin yang. I could probably do like some kind of catering service without the food. But yeah, you can't get in there. Okay, I'm going to put my little tails on. And my glue gun. Hold on for just a second. I got to change out my battery. That's the one thing I have to, being over here just kind of gives us some different scenery. But I'm really far away from my glue gun. And you know, he's my best friend. We like peas and carrots. Me and my friend. All right, so where the little bunny ears are, I'm just putting a little glue on them. And sticking it right on there. I'm having to push that really hard because it had started getting cooler on me. Y'all, this is already so cute. And we haven't even put the little flowers or our little messy bow on it. And I'm thinking, okay, hopefully those tails won't fall off while they're hardening. But y'all, I just put the little circle down in it and I just glued the pom-pom on it. It actually is glued to it, but you know, you could probably put a little glue under here on your cup too. Did you add carrots to your bunny box behind you? No, I haven't put anything in. Y'all, I have not finished decorating my house. I still got this box of stuff over here. And I don't know where I'm going to put the Easter stuff that I had from last year. You really can't get anything else in this house. All right. So I don't know what I'm going to do. Okay, yes, they are big. I think they're cute. Hold on, the feet go like this, right? Yeah. And I think I probably could get away with these being a little big, but it's going to cover up most of my pot. You know, don't you think? So I love them. I just feel like I'm going to downsize them just a little bit. And especially since they were cutting where the other things did. I hope this cut just as well. So I'm just going to go with the outline that is already here. We're just going to come in about 1/4 of an inch. And I'm probably going to have to sand it to make this a little bit smoother. Okay. So now it's the same thing. It's just a little bit smaller. And I have to use this side with all this glitter because there's a big glue blob on the back that I don't think I can get up, but I don't want to turn my heat gun on. I only think I have it plugged up. Yeah, we'll just get this off of it. Did you add here? No, shared. Got it. Going to be cute. Yeah, it's got to be cute. We don't need some bless your heart bunny butts. I don't think I'd live that down. And I don't know if it's too big to be up here with bless your heart. She would think it was stealing her thunder. Nothing's going to steal your thunder, bless your heart. Nothing will ever top you. You are beautiful and one of a kind. All right, make his little indent with his foot. Okay. Don't look at the paw. It makes it kind of look cattywampus, but, you know, it's the same thing, just a little bit smaller. So I'm going to use this as a template. Oops, I keep wanting to put his little feet upside down. Hold on. Let me throw a little paint on him so we can get the effect. And then we can put, you know, the little, I almost don't want to put it pink because I did bring pink flowers out here in pink, but I just don't know if pink's going to go with it. I'm just liking it with these colors on it. It matches my stuff better. Okay. So here's our little foot. And we'll just put it, okay. If you're looking at it, his feet go back like this. So this one goes on this side. Oh, I think it needs to be down just a little bit more. Not too tall. Okay. Yeah. It's perfect. Okay, hold on. I need to do it as a... Remember to do one upside down, so you're, especially if you're going to do feet that aren't the same. One goes one way, one goes the other, for meaning left or right feet. You don't want to make, 6 rights. I have done stuff like that before. All right. But this one is our little right one. You ever done something like that and you just want to strangle yourself at the end of it? Okay, there's that one. And here is, I'm missing one. You get to the end and you're like, oh my gosh, I did like all right side. And you have nobody to blame but yourself, so you can't be mad. All right, where's one of my footses? Did it fall on the floors? I know I grabbed 6. Let's see. Okay. All right, so if that goes on that side, this is right. Right. Okay. Gonna be cute. Yes. Downsize. Read Judy's comment. You missed it. Read Judy's comment. What? She like not making her husband some chocolate milk. The buckets on your cart would be good to put artificial flowers. Yes, I thought so, but they were too short for the ones I brought out here. So I think if they had holes in the bottom of them, they would be perfect. Let's see. Let me see what Judy said. Sprinkle, you wouldn't believe I had to go to CVS. I was in there watching you. The lady was laughing. I told her to watch you. Oh my God, Judy, you are the best. Oh my gosh, that is so sweet. Girl, I love you. South Carolina's got a good lady there. And your husband does too. He can make him that, he don't call it chocolate milk, calls it bunny milk. I bet that little baby calls it bunny milk too. He is precious. Okay. So here's the other side to our first one. Y'all, these really are cutting well. Now, I don't know how they would cut with a regular pair of scissors. Let's try it. I think you may have to put like a little elbow grease. Like if you have like maybe an old pair you don't use that much. Yeah, it's cutting it. I would suggest it. Don't use your good scissors. Maybe use your X-Acto knife. I mean, it's just layers of cardboard. It may take you just a second, but you'll get through it. But these scissors, y'all, I've had them forever, and they really are worth, I don't even know, couldn't tell you how much they were. I've had them for probably over 10 years. But I've never had to sharpen them because you're not doing that kind of stuff with them. Something that you have to have a really sharp edge. You just need a really strong edge. All right, so okay, there's that one. Here we go. Yeah, can you imagine if I would have sat here and this is when we would have needed that alert button. Like, I need a thing on here that you can go, oh, slow down. Like if I would have went to make 7 or 6 right feet. All right, this is the last pair. So next to the last paw. That one, last one. I was like, I'll save these little feet. I'll definitely use these little feet. We used them, but I could have probably used any kind of cardboard. But these were just the little feet that were on the big skinny ones that had like a rabbit's face and it had a bow, and then just the little feet were multi-dimensional on it. That's what we kept them on. They just, if you're just jumping on, they look like this when they started. Glitter. Ugh. Y'all know how I feel about glitter. Oh, you glitter lovers. Woo, thank God it's Friday. Got all my bills paid today. Isn't that just a good feeling when you leave work and everything's done? You didn't leave anything like, oh, I'll get to it next week. So you don't have to remember all week telling yourself, gosh, I can't forget to do this next week. That's how my brain works. So I will actually have a really relaxed weekend. Gonna be so cute. Yes, downside, read you. The buckets on your cart. Yes, been there, done that. Okay. Oh, hold on. Okay. I hadn't lost y'all, have I? Just didn't see any comments. All right. All right. I swear I've needed a vacuum up here for this project. I won't be too much straightening up here tonight. I may just turn the lights off and put my cart together tomorrow. Chris is making me envy the fact he's got in the shower, and I don't want him to pick what we watch on TV. Because that is one thing we are opposite on. We watch, I mean, I can tolerate the stuff he watches, and it's not, some things are horrible. You know, I don't want to watch Ancient Aliens and documentaries. Buffy, if she was in here, she laughs when I mispronounce something. Documentaries, I mean, they're interesting. Like, once you get in them, you got to keep watching them, but that is not my cup of tea. I like to watch TV for entertainment. I want to watch a drama. I want to watch something that's going to make me cry. I don't want to learn. I don't want to learn anything in the novel. And then and you think he would be the one that when we went somewhere, he'd want to go on the ghost tours or the, you know, the tour buses that you learn all about Savannah or Charleston or whatever. But no, he'll go, I'm not going on that stuff. He's like, I'll sit right here on River Street and drink me a couple of drinks at Wet Willie's. And you just let me know when you get done. But I was the carpool parent for pickup for the middle school. I have 2 sons, but there were also 2 girls. We would put makeup on in the car. It had glitter in it, and I always had a clean car, but when I sold the car, you could still buy a piece of glitter. Yeah, you don't ever get rid of it. It never goes away. It never goes away. It's like the haunt of glitter past instead of Christmas past. I don't know why I did that. I'm probably still going to need it again. I'm tired of cleaning it out, and all that red water keeps getting everywhere. Mine watches Aliens and Bigfoot. Yeah, I think he watched Bigfoot a couple times, but then he, like the Ancient Aliens, I don't know if he believes in it, you know, or if he just thinks it's interesting. But the Bigfoot, he tried to get into it, but he couldn't. But every now and again, he has stopped on it. And the Ghost Hunters, like, yeah, not that. He couldn't do it. You know, he watches Pickers and Life Below Zero, which I do like Life Below Zero. It's not something maybe I pick, but when he turns that on, here was the other one. It was under here. I can at least tolerate that one. Y'all, I hate to do them before we put our little pink on it. And I'm not going to do this very pinky as far as bright and do multiple layers because I kind of want to just give you the impressions on the pad of his feet. And then, you know, and it can mix a little bit even with the white. Okay, there's 1, 2. And then I'm going to use, this has kind of got like a little fat end. I'm going to dip it in the paint on that end and just do my little top dots. That way I'll make sure they're all the same size. And he had 3 on the other one, so let's do 3. Hold on. This way, even if you don't get a perfect dot, you're going to get the same dots every time. Except that one right there, as soon as I said that, I put so much paint on it. It's like a dollop. But it's still okay. Still what we're looking for. I'm going to stop saying that next time. Every time I say it, I'll put more paint on the next one and it dollops. They're okay, they just aren't the same. Probably because I'm getting in a hurry too. Turn your feet, toes down when you do it. Okay, yes, I'm sorry. I looked at it a while ago and I did that correct, but I don't have them sitting correct. All right. So, oh my God, y'all, this is going to be so cute. But I feel like the angle I want to put it, I'm going to have to hold each one for just a second. Well, it's not the end of the world. Because I don't want to put them just straight down. I actually want to put them at a slight little angle. So cute. I know y'all can't wait to see it, but hold on. It's going to take me just a second to... Okay. There's 1. And I think it looks really good like this out to the side. You don't necessarily have to put them because, you know, their feet are kind of going to flop back like this. They're not going to be like straight behind him. So putting it at this angle like this, I really like it. I can't tell who Chris is talking to somebody out on the porch. I'm being nosy. Like, ow, ow. See, karma. Instant karma for me being nosy. They big feet in Union, South Carolina spotted. It's probably Neely or somebody. He's so funny. Y'all, this is worth the little extra tedious time it took. This is so unbelievably cute. I'm loving it. Shouldn't the curve be in the center? Hold on. Notice his feet, if his curves are right there, then he hold them back. Probably, but I didn't do it that way. I did it the other way, like his... Probably. Oh my gosh, you think I should switch it? I don't think I can. And I think it looks cute like it is, so don't tell anybody. Probably. Y'all, I love it. I think it's so cute. All right. Don't tell anybody. Who was it that said that? Mary. Mary, the curves go on the outside. They don't. Your instep go on the front, so when you put it on the back, it should have. But let me see what it, if it's going to make a huge difference. Am I going to want? Y'all, do I want to turn them around? I'm scared the glue got on the, thank you. Yeah, I think it probably should have been, but we're going to just say, this is some bless your heart bunnies that, you know, their feet's a little, their instep's on the outside. But y'all, that is so cute. Okay. So we're going to put a little, see, I brought like a little, just a silk hydrangea flower in here. And see, I can take these apart. And I didn't want to use any pink, but the pink in there isn't so bad. So let's just, I'm going to put white in there, and we'll just have this little hint of pink like on his feet. And we'll just do one. Oh, and y'all will be so proud of me. I don't know where I put them. I made flowers. I did my first practice with the coffee filters. Hold on. I don't know what I did with them. Because I took those and the coffee filters out of my tray. How do you lose flowers and coffee filters? I don't know. I have to look for them. But the rose, I got to work on. The rose was okay. Everybody says, oh, it looks so good. But it was all right. But the hydrangea, I mean, it works. It's so pretty. You know, I watched the crafters doing it, and she actually was relaying it for somebody else doing it, and they really are as easy as it looks on. The roses are a little time consuming and a little nitpicking, but the other ones, like once you cut it, it's just a matter, you just scrunch them up, and it really does look like one. I wish I could find it, because it was like my first attempt, and it came out just fine. Oh, Fee is laying on them. Fee, you are the weirdest cat ever. You can't. So now he's smushed. Look. He's on the coffee table. He's laying on it. Okay. So this is my little rose, and put him on a little stick, and I haven't. Look at him. He's coming over here like, what? Where are you taking that? That one was okay. I could live with the rose, and I dyed all of them to try the rose first. So then I was like, well, let me just try it. Look, y'all, him laying on it. It really was, so this is the color I had them. But it was really this easy. What they said, here's 8. And she said if you do more, that it'll be even prettier. But y'all, look, first attempt, and it was super easy. I just put it on like a little dowel, and I put this like little stuff on it just to cover the dowel, just to see what it would look like. So easy. So maybe we'll try one of those, because I just thought, oh, that's so pretty. But yeah, and coffee filters really are dirt cheap. All right, so also brought some green. And I'm loving the green, but see, this right here is like almost like a doo-doo green and whatever put together. So of course I brought this out because I just love this, and it goes just with everything. But then I bought these out, and I think I got these. Looks like I got them on clearance at the dollar. No, got them clearance at Walmart for 25 cents. And I got them last year, probably this time last year, or maybe like May, just a little bit in the late spring. I think it was spring stuff they had put out. So I thought that would be some good greenery. I think that's the greens just don't match with this, even though I like this, but these go better with it. The lamb's ear. I'm so glad when y'all teach me terminology on things. And that flower for my basketball mom. She passed 1986. I've been crying. Oh my gosh, Judy. I'm so sorry. Okay. So we're going to do that one. A little bit of that. And the reason why I want to do these just a little bit taller is because I actually want it to come up a little bit above the backs. I don't want to cut this too short. Let's see. Here. And I need to take off maybe the bottom couple leaves. I still need to even go shorter. And take some more off. But we're going to keep these. There we go. All right, that flower, my bad. Sorry, Jude, so sorry you're lost. I know, isn't that terrible? Okay. One more cut. And I probably, look, I'm never going to do anything with it. I probably don't even have to worry about putting glue in it. Okay. A little something, just a little something different. And then we'll put our little hint of this one to keep it where I want it. I'm probably gonna have to put some hot glue on it. I'm just gonna put a little bit of this pink so it just gives you that hint of pink behind it. Is that cute? Oops. Just to give it that little bit of hint of pink. Okay. I'm like, okay, like y'all just went, yeah, I like that. Give me some hearts if you like it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay. So we're going to take this on down just about right there. Take off these. And thank you for the hearts. Yeah, I like it just having just that little hint because I didn't want to if this green wasn't that color, I was going to put a little bit more pink in it. I even bought out some pink ribbon, y'all, for a little messy bow. Remember, and I know it's so hard to do, and I've only learned this probably in doing these videos and stuff. It really is more important that you get greenery when you go to buy your picks than it is like a flower. Like to make a really pretty arrangement or a wreath, you may need 2 of these, but the rest of it you need greenery, or at least something. I mean, it can have like a little hint of white or something in it. But you don't want to go and just buy all like the flowers, and then when you just don't have any filler. And the filler is probably 80% of what you're going to put on a wreath or in even a vase. All right, and I know I brought another lamb's ear out here. Yes. Y'all, when I don't have any more of this, what I'm going to do, that's why I really hate to cut this. And this one I may have to make a little bit shorter, because it's going to cover up my sign, but not that much. Okay. It covers it up kind of a lot. All right, and a little hint of pink right there. Okay. And I did bring some white up here. I really think white would have been fine, but we ended up doing the white bunny. If I would have done him this color, then I would have put white flowers behind it. But brown looks really pretty with the pink too. So let me get this out of our way. So all now we got to do is put our jute string on it, our little messy bow, and we are done. And we really don't even have to put a little messy bow on it, but you know, I mean, do you think we need a bow? Because I'm thinking, will it be off center? Because we got three, it's all kind of uniform. So maybe we'll just put the jute string on it and see what that does. Ah, look at all this hearts. You can't come up with the greatest idea. Well, I've seen the pots with, you know, it just kind of one of them things, you see it and you kind of make it your own. But I've seen them for sale in Hobby Lobby, and Kirkland's had one. Kind of on the pots were like a smaller scale. But let's see. We don't need to put the hanger too big. Yeah, I think it's gonna be good enough. And I've still got this piece, like the 9-foot from the Dollar Tree. You get so many crafts out of that. Chris, are you liking my bunny butts?
Took my advice.
Did y'all hear him? He goes, you took my advice. He always says that to everybody. If I make something and they're like, she did a good job, he's like, I taught her everything she knows. Okay. I don't really want to squish this up, but let's maybe, oh, I just set that down. I like having this little prop here. Is my prop. All right. So the good thing about it, I have these little holes that were on the top. So I'm going to kind of like use those as my guide where I'm going to put that. So anytime you have little guidelines, use those. That way you don't stress on if you've put it too close or not close enough. And this is that pretty thick rope. And it'll get kind of a good bond, but you know, with all this on it, you don't want anything coming loose. So we are going to put like a piece of ribbon on it. Let's just get our good little bond going on right here. Put a little bit more right there. All right, no bow. I love it the way it is. Me too. I mean, I do love, sometimes a bow just adds that just little something extra on it and pulls it all together. But if I feel like when you have something that's uniform like this, like three things just alike, I hate to put just a bow on one side. It was like almost like you would need it on both sides. And, you know, that would definitely be too much. So I'm thinking, yeah. They are the cutest bunny butts. Love them. Yeah, their feet's a little backwards, but we love them anyway. They're some bless your heart feet. All right. There we go. We get a good bond out of that. And let me get the little ribbon just... See, y'all would be so proud of me. I even bought some pink ribbon out. And I had some ready to, you know, tear up a little bit. Oh, and I had some of the, look, paint on pink. I was like, y'all, I was going to use me up some ribbon, some color. All right, let's see. What do I want to use on the back of here? If I end up painting it white, like to clean that back up, I'm just going to use this like little polka dot ribbon from the Dollar Tree. All right, let's see. All over here on the thing itself. Remember, when you're putting these ribbons on the back like this, don't forget to put glue on the rope itself, the top of the rope. So not only are you gluing the ribbon down to the board, you're gluing the ribbon to the rope, which gives you know that's what's giving you the extra bond. You don't want the rope to slip out of your ribbon. right, on the side, on the rope, on the other side. And just, we're gonna smash, like, pinch it in there. All right, now where am I gonna hang this? I wish y'all, if y'all ever come to Georgia, passing through Georgia, y'all stop by here and let me give you something. Okay, let's put our screwdriver down there. Hopefully we're done with that. We got a nice bond up here. I really don't want to pick it up yet this way. But look at our little bunny butts. And then each one of us, you know, the board. I mean, doesn't that look like really like boards? I mean, it's just, this is what it looks like on that. That's what it started off as. Just a couple pieces of cardboard. You can make this with your, I mean, especially if you use these cups like I have. They're so light. You could do this with poster board. You know, just cut the little, you know, little like notches on the end, and then connect your notch to the other end, and then you got you know, and you just got your board. I'm so glad to see you yawning. I mean, yearning some color, using some color. Love it. I'm watching you and Ghost Hunters. Judy, we were just talking about Ghost Hunters. Love, love, love. Oops, using some color. I know. Look at that. A little bit of color in there. But y'all, when I look at this, it looks really cute. But I mean, like, if you had a farmhouse, you really wouldn't just have to keep this up in just this time of the year. You could leave it up all spring. I mean, especially a little girl's room. You have pink. I think we've got like a good bond here. So yeah, that's going to hold it just fine. And I think no on the bow too. If you maybe just did one in the center, or if you did two, you could put something up in the corner. But I just think it just looks real uniform to have, like, I mean, I wouldn't know where to put the bow here, no, and on either end. I mean, maybe if you wanted to put a little something on your jute, that's not the end of the world, like maybe a few beads. But I don't want this to take away from this, so I just like the jute rope. Oh my gosh, thank y'all for all the hearts. All the hearts. And, thank God it's Friday. I know y'all have all had a long week too. Especially, who is it that normally has to go because they have to get up at 4 a.m.? I bet you Saturdays are just, oh. I'm going crappie. Oh, you're going fishing for crappie at Clark's Hill? Oh, man. Love it. Hey, Rhonda from Spokane, Washington. I remember your Rhonda with an H from Spokane. Oh, my God, adorable. So cute. Thank y'all so much. That's so sweet. All right, so we've had four good crafts this week, big crafts, and one, remember we did a little one? So I'm going to put these carts together this weekend, and I'll have them all, I'll take pictures of them, I'll have the prices, where I order them. Like I said, if you have Prime, it only takes you a couple of days to get them. And then Sunday, I'll maybe be able to show you how I put all my stuff in it, which, you know, to me, I can show you, like, maybe you might say, oh, I wouldn't think of that. But sometimes when you organize your stuff, you have to do it how it works for you. So, like, if I like my paints up here because I don't want to, you know, lean over or whatever, that doesn't mean if you don't use paints that much, you don't have to do it up here. So, don't think just because I use it this way, you have to. What kind of pots did you use? We used, and I don't know, the other one, the little biodegradable seed starter pots. We got ours at Walmart. That's really, I mean, we got like I guess maybe at Tractor Supply they would have them. And they have them almost like the terracottas. You know, they maybe have one size bigger than this, but then they go down to a smaller size. But, you know, you can wet them, but they cut really easy just with regular scissors. Because I didn't want Chris chance in cutting those terracotta pots in half. That's me getting up at 4. Oh, yeah, Michelle, I'm so sorry. I'm off on the weekend. That's what I'm saying tomorrow, but you're going to sleep in. And it makes it worse. I watched that one time on some sleep thing that if you have to get up really early during the week, it makes it worse if you sleep late on the weekend because come Monday, you dread having to get up early if you would just keep your body up. But I'm like, I'm getting, especially when your kid's little, I'm like, I don't care. I'm getting that extra 2 hours or whatever it is. No, Bo, it would be too crowded. Yeah, me too. I think so too. I didn't hear you call Buffy. No, Buffy's boyfriend's here. She don't have time for her mama tonight. This weekend, I'm distressing furniture. May need your advice. All right, Judy, well, send me some questions. I've done a little bit of that. But listen, sometimes there are people that do shows like me that just paint furniture. And I have watched a couple of them, and they'll use colors that you would have never thought of. Because me, the only thing I've ever done is a little bit of like wood color with a little bit of blue and brown on it, and then mostly white distressing it. I think that's what everybody's go-to is, the white. But she'll use come in with this like deep blue or something I would have never thought about using, but it's beautiful. I am retired. All right, Judy, I'm so ready to be retired, but I feel like I'm turning a lazy person because I don't think I could be my own boss. Does everybody do the timer change tomorrow, spring forward? Yes, Georgia does it, but Neely sent us some kind of text saying that they passed a law in Georgia. They passed something saying we weren't doing daylight savings time anymore. Like once it goes back to normal this weekend, that we'll never change our time again. Now, I'm assuming that where she got this from is correct. I don't know, but maybe they just were proposing this kind of thing. Because for some reason, people just hate daylight savings, and then spring forward, fall back. They hate that. I mean, I like it in the fall just because it makes the nights get here and you just kind of feel a little bit more in fall. So it doesn't bother me, but some people absolutely hate it. So I don't know. It doesn't matter to me. But for some reason, I'm thinking Georgia, somebody, South Carolina too. Yeah, somebody said like in Georgia, like it was Neely. She sent us a text saying Georgia passes where there'll be no more daylight savings time or whatever. So we'll see. I'll have to see if that's for real. I know it goes forward this weekend, but what I'm thinking she's meaning is like this is the last time. I think only Arizona doesn't currently. Yeah, well, I think Georgia, well, I mean, if some other state does it, I don't know. I'm just kind of thinking it's always do that kind of stuff when I'm gone. Change something. I don't do change very well. All right, we don't do it in Arizona. Yeah, Patty, I think that's what they're trying to, and it seems like I've heard talk about that in a few years, so maybe they've been trying to pass it and it's just going through. My granddaughter doing hall floor, she's gonna make it look like hardwood. Oh gosh, I bet that's gonna look pretty. We will be too. Arizona doesn't change. Yeah, well, I don't think Georgia's gonna change after this year either, but I might have to look into that because it might have just said something like they're proposing that we don't do that, and she taking it like it's already like written in stone. So I don't know. But cute. I love the pink and green, sets it off. Yeah, y'all know I love pink and green. That's about my main colors that I like to put. I mean, I even like when it's like a real lime green and pink. I like green and pink together. But look at those little feet. They backwards, but they the cutest things. And if it wasn't for the glue on here, yeah, I'd have popped them right off and did them what I'm supposed to. But yeah, I guess your arches are your foot, and a rabbit's is not on the outside. And when he goes in the back, it would be in the center. But we're not going to tell anybody that. What are the 3 white pillars on the table behind you? Oh, they're like little not ceramic. They're like cement. Candlesticks. I bought them at a local place here. I mean, they feel like maybe they might be, yeah, I think they're cement. I mean, they're pretty heavy. But y'all, I am a sucker I love candlesticks. But I hate candles. Like, I don't like to put candles on them. I need to buy me some of those like fake flickering ones. I don't like how candles get dust on them and then you can't clean them, and they get dingy looking and they're expensive and to have to replace. So I love just candlesticks, but I never put any candles on them. I'm getting me a new one. Give this one to her. Yeah. All right. I'm going to let y'all go for the rest of the night, and I will see y'all Sunday night. Have a good weekend.